everyone, and welcome to RueTV Tonight. It is a hot one. It is a hot July Sunday, and I am pleased, very happy with today's show. I got to say, I'm super excited. All week we've been excited for this show. Our guest this week, but before we get to our guest, I got a quick announcement for you guys. Something might look a little different this week. Those of you who watch RueTV in the past, if you look in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, I think we have a new co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, fans of RueTV know the Demon Jonny V, aka JVD. Welcome to the show, Demon Jonny. How you doing? This guy brings a lot to the table. I mean, I've known this guy for about 5-6 years, something like that. Demon, say hello to your fans before we get to the main event here tonight. Go ahead, Demon.
Man, this is insane. I never thought I would do this. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
A hell of a show, and like I said, man, RueTV and GVD, everything's gonna be epic this season. Don't ever blink, because you might miss something on the show.
And you don't want to miss this episode, because our first guest in season 3 is somebody special, and I want to introduce him to people who, first of all, he's got fans. I'm going to introduce him to his fans, but I'm also going to introduce him to people who might not know not only who this person is, but what he does and what this sport is. Ladies and gentlemen, sitting in the room across from us today is the one and the only heavyweight slap fight champion of the world, Darius the Destroyer. Darius.
Yes, sir.
How are you today, my man?
Good. I'm doing great.
Unbelievable to have you on the show. For those of you who don't know what slap fight, you're thinking to yourself, what is slap fighting? Is that some sort of MMA combat sport? Well, it's I don't know how to describe it, but it is brutal. And let me tell you something. When I saw these videos of Darius and what he has accomplished in this sport, it is a must see. Everybody needs to check this out. Matter of fact, I'm going to roll a B-roll right now of a couple of clips before we get to talking of some of Darius's best knockouts. Have a look at this clip right here of Darius. You're going to enjoy it. Have a look right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event. Challenger Rocky Moore versus undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion Darius the Destroyer. And here we go with round 1.
Yeah. 1, 2.
Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, Rocky Moore goes down in round 1. Darius the Destroyer with a big knockout. Rocky Moore is unconscious.
Here we go, champ.
Blood coming from the mouth or nose of Rocky Moore. This is a bad knockout, ladies and gentlemen.
1, 2, 3.
Oh! The Southpaw Outlaw goes down in round 3. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is over. Darius the Destroyer with another huge knockout. Unbelievable. Holy smokes.
All right, so you guys at home, guys and girls at home, you got an idea of what this is. This is brutal. It is also highly entertaining as hell. I mean, I gotta first of all, Darius, just tell us a little bit about yourself, and most importantly, how you got involved with the sport of slap fighting.
So it really all started out in my apartment, and my corner man and trainer, Jesse Raven James, he is a good friend of JT Tilley, which is the CEO of SlapFIGHT. Okay. And he was looking for anybody who was, looking for, down to do slap fight. I'm like, and he asked me, I'm like, yeah, I could do it. I've always wanted to do some combat sports, and they have really good connections. So I might as well, step out in the world of it.
Right.
And then I did my first tournament when I was 19 years old at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I went up against this dude that was from the crowd, and he was like 300 plus pounds. And I was weighing like 260, maybe at the most. Like, he was a lot bigger than me. And it being the first tournament, it was insane.
Are we talking about Big Mike or Frank the Tank?
Big Mike. Big Mike was my first one. Yeah.
Big Mike. Okay. Yeah.
And that was my longest match I've ever went so far.
Absolutely. Yeah. I saw the clips on that. But
yeah, it was an absolute blood match.
Now, an interesting thing about that night, and it was just blowing my mind when I was doing my research on this. Clearly you beat Big Mike. Clearly you beat Frank Latank, and most impressively, you beat this guy Zeus. But they're telling me you explain this. You snuck in or something, or how did you sneak? What did you do? You just snuck in through the chimney? How did that happen, Darius? I don't understand.
No, so Raven, like I said, he had some connections with the people at the bar. He used to actually be security for them.
Okay.
So I just, got to be able to sneak in. He knew the back way.
I got you. Yeah, he got you in the back. That's cool. That is all. And look what the benefit of that is. You've come so far today, as you become what you are today in the sport. Demon Jonny, did you have a quick question before I get to? Because I got some interesting things to ask Darius. I got a lot on my plate right here. JVD, would you like to chime in?
Well, you went over the questions you were going to ask him. You already went over them with me before we came on the air.
Yeah.
What has been, in my personal opinion, I think this sport is highly interesting. It's highly entertaining. What do you think the biggest pro and con in the sport can possibly be?
Pro side, we could take off. This sport basically lives on the internet, and right now there's no end to the internet. You're seeing people do things with NFTs and cryptocurrency. One of my greatest knockouts could turn into an NFT, and I could sell that for how much ever.
Absolutely.
And then cons, definitely, brain damage, obviously, weak chin, but I don't think it's any more dangerous than any, football or boxing. And there's definitely regulations to it. So we definitely take our safety precautions, and everyone knows what they're doing, and everyone has a combat fighting background, except for kind of me. But, I was the youngest person doing it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
What are some of the,
still am.
Yeah. Right.
What are some of the safety regulations that you guys have in place for slap fight?
So we don't have any clubbing, so you can only hit with the palm of your hands. Anything go as far as back, it's a penalty. And if you get 2 penalties, you skip a turn, like you miss a turn. So that guy that your opponent goes, he gets to go twice in a row. So it's not like he's getting an extra turn, but you just miss that. You miss out on that round.
Okay.
And then there's also no stepping. You can't move your feet at all. So it's all in your hips, and it's all in your shoulders and your arms.
Right. All right, now that's a good segue, Darius, into what I was going to ask you. You just said it's all on your hips. I was watching some of your older fights, slap fights, specifically the one with Big Mike. He had the cotton ball in the air, went flying.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed a little bit of a technique change for you. I mean, I noticed you used to come across eye level, and then kind of something changed down the line where you kind of decided to kind of go kind of from underneath and get some torque with your kind of like an uppercut sort of slap.
Yeah.
Was that a purposeful, on purpose change? Did you make that conscious decision to change your strategy?
Definitely. I definitely trained at it. I got with Raven James and Mike James, and he's saying, it was kind of more like a baseball swing, I was thinking. And just whipping my arm around, it's all in the hips, just straight hip movement. And I played a lot of football, I played baseball. I've been, in the sports, I've been athletic, so I know how to move my body. So as soon as, I started feeling the difference in how hard I was hitting rather than just coming straight across my hand, it was completely different. And, it's worked wonders for me.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, it's paid dividends. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Demon, what was your reaction? We didn't get to your live. I wanted to get your live reaction because Demon wasn't familiar with some of your knockouts. When you saw that knockout, specifically, like, I don't know, maybe the Rocky Moore knockout that I think I sent you. I mean, first of all, Darius, before I get to Demon, Darius, how do you top the Rocky Moore knockout? That performance, it's like, I'm a baseball fan. That's like a perfect game, and that's like a perfect game in baseball.
That's really hard to come by.
Yeah.
Man, honestly, I just got to keep working harder, and I got hopefully some tough levels coming up. I'm going to face some tough guys here soon.
Right.
I'm ready for the challenge, and I'm just going to keep working harder and keep working harder. Keep up my performances.
And what is the Demon? Hold that thought. I still want to ask him one thing about speaking of working harder. What is the training that goes into this? Do you have to do like wrist grip thing? Do you practice on a punching bag? Do you practice on a human? How do you train for this? I'm oblivious. I have no idea.
So I do a lot of grips. I work outside. I do irrigation, and I
Okay,
do
that helps,
sprinkler
yeah.
systems.
Right,
Yeah, so I
right.
do a lot of shoveling and stuff like that. So that
Right.
definitely helps my hand. And I'll do grip stuff, and then I'll slap rubber tires, like big old truck tires, and concrete bricks.
Oh, that
And
definitely
obviously, you know,
helps
I'll
for
work,
sure.
I'll work the heavy bag on it too, you know. But I think the tire and the concrete bricks definitely like toughen up my hands the most.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Demon Johnny, do you have any reaction to seeing these knockouts? Like, what was your initial reaction to seeing these people get knocked out by Darius?
Well, first off, the concrete bricks. I'm surprised your hand hasn't been any more screwed up than mine would have been. As for the knockouts, because you sent me the things, the only thing that was playing in my mind was LL Cool J's "Mama Said Knock You Out." The part where I'm gonna knock you out. Wow, I was like, oh god. I'm surprised people weren't dead off those hits because they were lethal shots.
It rocks your brain. It scatters your brain. I mean,
definitely.
It gives you like a, you black. It's almost like, if you ever got hit in the face playing baseball. I've got a bat ball hit me in the face. You black out for it's similar to that. You black out for a minute. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were. Oh man, I've seen a lot of slap fights because, like he said, of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I know a guy, Penguin Zero, who had watched a lot of the Russian ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they were nuts. And then having you send me the other clips and watching them back again off the B-roll we just played not too long ago. Yeah. I'm still like in pretty much shock at that point. I was like, how does this not kill anyone?
Yeah. Charlie's
like,
actually a really good friend of the show, actually. You know, he does a lot of our reactions. If you go back and watch some of his YouTube videos, he did a great reaction to my Rocky Moore fight.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Now, a fight like a Rocky Moore, or any fight in general, how do you mentally, we're familiar with MMA, we're familiar with UFC, we're familiar with how people get mentally ready. How do you mentally prepare for a combat sport like this? Is there anything that you do? Do you kind of zone out? Do you have some drinks? And that's another thing. I was talking to my friend about this. I'm like, it's like, I don't recommend ever drinking before a sport, but I'm thinking about it, and like for this combat sport, it might help you to have a drink before to kind of numb your senses a little. I don't know. I might be out of line. What do you do to prepare?
I don't really drink or anything, especially before it, because I feel like that kind of already dazes me and already kind of affects my brain. My brain's already tough enough, so I don't need to weaken it even more.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah.
But as far as what I do is I watch Mike Tyson. I watch his most infamous post-fight interview.
Oh wow, yeah.
He's the greatest ever. Both ruthless and the most brutal and most vicious champion there's ever been. I've watched that just about before every single fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would definitely pump me up. I used to watch his deals with Buster Douglas and Holyfield and all those interviews he cut. Now, speaking of that, Darius, are you when you get into combat sports like this and we're at the ground level of slap fighting and it keeps growing and growing and growing, a lot of it, as you can see what happened with UFC, is it kind of expands outside of the octagon, or it expands outside of slap fighting, where you have to kind of become a personality. Do you feel comfortable on the microphone cutting promos on people and talking crap on people? Or are you getting used to that?
I could definitely figure it out. I got some Conor McGregor in me. I got some Chuck Liddell. I can talk some, some Chael Sonnen and shit,
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Because if you got that, then that's what really brings you to the next level. Then you get to that upper echelon where people remember you. Demon Johnny, you want to chime in with anything else?
I want to know if he actually caught the fight last night.
Oh, the Conor fight. Yeah. Well,
I did actually watch the fight.
I'm glad I did not make a bet because I would have lost money on it. Knockout in the first round of the last possible second.
Yeah.
McGregor goes down. I was like, that was a shock. But
Yeah.
when it comes to the sport, what do you think right now in your first several fights? The takeaway was, what's the most valuable thing you've learned within your first several fights in the when dealing with the sport?
Oh man, dealing with this sport, you gotta learn how to take a punch, and you gotta learn how to get right back to it, man. I got the hardest hitter I've had was the Wolverine. He's a light heavyweight champion. Yeah, I would never expect him, to hit harder than like Frank to take, but Frank to take's actually the second one, I've been hit by the hardest, and just learning how to take those shots and learning, no matter what, I'm going to deliver it back harder. I'm going to come back harder. You just have to keep that in your mind to just keep yourself rolling.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Now,
Yeah.
do you happen to have the title with you?
I do actually. Yeah,
Oh, wait a minute. While
Demon
Jonny, while Darius does that, can you get your title?
Right here next to me.
Yeah, put on your shoulder, Demon. Come on.
It's never.
And for those folks at home who don't know this, Demon Jonny is a connoisseur of title belts. So the first appearance on RueTV, he showed us his NWA championship belt as well as
nice.
Yeah, some kind of other belt. But right now he's got the AEW title around his shoulder, and you see Darius with the official. That's not a replica, ladies and gentlemen. That's the real deal right there. The slap fight champion right there, and he has it right on camera, exclusive here on RueTV. We've got two champions. I feel out of place. I need a belt. I don't have a belt. I feel like a champion. I feel like a loser right now because I'm the only one on this chat that doesn't have a belt. Demon Jonny, can you airman me one of your belts? How many do you have on that bed right there behind you, Demon?
4 of this.
Grab another one. Put one on each shoulder so you look like one of the super champions. There you go.
I'll do Who's me?
All right, so the difference, Demon. Here's the difference. Here's the main difference, Demon. Darius won that title.
I bought you.
Demon bought his. All right. So what you're looking at is a hard fought title down there from Darius and some hard fought
2 tournaments worth.
Absolutely. Now, do you
Darius, to win this, baby?
Darius, you ever think you give a rematch to Wolverine?
Yeah, I definitely could see it in the future. Right now, I don't know if he's gonna come ever up to heavyweight, but I definitely don't think I can make it down to light heavyweight. I like food a little too much, man.
Yeah.
This barbecue over here in Missouri, fire.
So here's a good segue. It's a absolutely perfect segue into my next question. It was almost meant to happen when you just said that. Would you ever consider? Now, I watched some various ones, not just your fights, other ones, guys like Super Slug. Would you ever consider down the line? I'm not saying I don't recommend doing it now, but down the line, moving up to super heavyweight and battling guys like Super Slug. What do you think? Maybe. Or not?
I could kind of see myself doing that. I don't know. I tip on the scale sometime between 265 and 270. That's kind of just what I'm walking around at.
That's normal.
So I like staying at that. That's where I feel my strongest. So I'd be coming at, I'd try to bulk up a little bit, maybe if I don't think I'd take on Solid Slug first. I don't think I could take him right now, definitely.
He's a big man.
He's huge, hard hitter, man.
My God.
Knocked out Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
I couldn't even do that yet, So I definitely need some training before I can handle someone like him.
Yeah, no, I definitely recommend doing that. And speaking of that, you just brought up Frank the Tank. That the fight that you had with Frank the Tank at I was just talking to Demon before we made air tonight about this fight you had with Frank the Tank at a Comic-Con. Frank busted up. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I think Frank busted up his hand or something. Like, what was he busted up like do you remember that? He hit up his busted up his hand.
So what happened was I had a couple penalties. I was feeling a little off that night. And he got to go. I missed a turn, so he got to go. Twice. And on that second one, he just broke his hand on my face. Like just straight up.
Wow.
Like, it shattered his hand, and I don't know if he had to get surgery or something, but
Right.
I know he had to get it reset for sure.
Wow, it's unbelievable. Jeez.
Mhm.
Broke his hand on you. Not too many people can say that they broke their hand.
Yeah, I
on your
know, right?
face. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, Demon, if you ever did, we just talked about that incident happened at Comic-Con. Myself and my co-host Demon Jonny V are frequents of Comic-Con. We're in the Philadelphia area, but you know, sometimes we travel. If we do ever run into you at either a slap fight or a Comic-Con, would you ever do us the honor of slapping the Demon Jonny V and seeing if he can take your slap fight hand? Demon, are you down for that?
I don't want to get knocked down.
I won't give him 100%. I'll give him a good solid 60-50.
Give him like 50, 55.
I'll tell you this. If it will pay back, I will take one.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So you can talk to him about that.
Yeah, we had a little incident with character, beat the shit out of him, but yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh,
but
no.
yeah, we're getting back to Comic-Con. I'm so happy now that we're getting back to things like a combat fight. I was just at the ECW arena last night for MLW pro wrestling event. Slap fighting's coming back, Comic-Cons in general. So I'm just so happy things are getting back to normal, and we can get back to just how 2019 was, the glory days. That's the year that you won.
Yeah,
you won it.
sure.
You won it in 2019, right, Darius? Was it 2019?
Honestly, I feel like summer of 2016 was the perfect time for everybody, man.
Yeah.
Like, summer 2016 is when everybody felt the most alive.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's undeniable. Now, Darius, before we get out of here today, I got a couple more closing thoughts. But did you want to maybe plug a few things and tell people where they can find slap fighting? Some of them don't even know where to go, where to look, where to find your stuff at. I mean, I straight up found it on YouTube. That's where I discovered it. And you look at these videos and like hundreds of thousands of views. Like one of them, I think even broke 1 million. I'm like, if that's the case, there's only one way that slap fighting, the sport, is going, and that is up.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely on YouTube, Slap Fight Championship. That's the best place to find all the Slap Fights content. For me personally, I got an Instagram account, Darius the Destroyer, and on Facebook, Darius the Destroyer. I'm posting content basically daily.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow Darius. We'll put the link in the description of Darius's Instagram, and I'll also put a link in the description of some of his fights, some of the slap fighting chat. You can subscribe to the official Slap Fight YouTube account, which I found pretty much there. Demon Jonny, do you have any closing questions for Darius before we get out of here today?
Not really, because I think we hit everything on the head here. Because like I said, he's got a point. The only way that the sport can go is going to be up. I totally agree with that. I think that now that we have more combat sports like slap fighting, being thrown in there with MMA and boxing and all that, there's only one way that everything can go, and that's going to be up. And this is now that 2021 is happening, and we're getting back into everything again. It's going to be great to see certain things that that come out of it. I just can't wait, and I know he can't wait. I know you can't wait.
Definitely.
And it's just this is huge, and I'm going to keep watching a lot more videos even after this.
Good. Yeah, definitely look out Penguins. Definitely look at his review of my fight. He's rocking.
I definitely checked him out. I subscribed to him and I hit the bell, so I'm good with that.
Yeah.
All right, good deal. Well, I think we've covered it all, ladies and gentlemen. I encourage everyone to check out any of Darius's fights. They're pretty much all online, and like I said, links in the description for everything. Darius, you want to have any last words to your fans, to anybody, to your new fans you may have made today? Because I know there's some people watching today or seeing you for the first time. So would you like to say any words to those people before we leave today?
Yeah, man. Just that there's a lot of things coming, big things are in the works, and hopefully we just got a association with Punch Down, which is the fighting alliance with over them at in Poland. So
Wow.
hopefully I can go over there and fight some of them guys like Vasily or maybe Gonzalez, some of those big names like them. Maybe actually, who knows, see where this fight, all this takes off, and hopefully it goes to the moon.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it does go to the moon, which it will, just remember this interview with RueTV, Darius. Please
Definitely,
remember the little people. All right, man. Take good care of that title. Polish it up.
Will do. Definitely will.
And most importantly, don't lose it. Don't lose it.
Won't. Never.
You better believe it, brother. All right. So for myself, this has been season 3, episode 1 of RueTV Tonight. Before we get out of here, let me ask you guys, do you think I should change the name? There's been people that have been telling me I should change the name of the show to Rue's Happy Hour. Is that lame or good? Rue's Happy Hour, or should I keep it to RueTV Tonight? What do you guys think?
Keep it to Rue.
Keep it RueTV. RueTV Tonight sounds more official. RueTV Tonight. Yeah. Darius, should I change it to Rue's Happy Hour or keep it at RueTV Tonight? What do you think?
I think I like RueTV. RueTV sounds better.
All right, good. I'm sticking with RueTV Tonight. All right, guys. So for Darius, for my new co-host JVD, for myself, Rue, you've been watching RueTV. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you all next time. Peace. JVD, take us out. Give us some peace.
Love you guys. Keep it locked right here. You can't miss a thing. Don't miss anything.
Cheers, guys.
Nothing.
See you next week.